Hey everyone, RuneWraith here, and in this guide I'm going to show you how you can quickly and easily take down the Armadyl boss in the God Wars dungeon, so you can fortify that sweet Masori you just spooned from TOA. Now I'm going to be honest, this is by far my least favorite boss in the God Wars dungeon. Kree'arra hits like a truck, the fight isn't particularly engaging, and there's no good indication that you're doing the chin technique correctly, which I'll be demonstrating shortly. With that somewhat grim intro, let's get into gear and inventory. I'll be showing two gear setups, a high-level gear setup and a mid-level gear setup. Note that there is a Tumican Shadow method for Kree'arra, however, I won't be demonstrating that in this video since I'm poor and don't have one. For the high-level gear, I bring an Imbued Slayer helmet since I never do this boss off-task, an Anguish, Fortified Masori chaps and legs, black chinchompas, a twisted buckler, Zerite Van braces, Armadyl d'hide boots, and a suffering. Some downgrades that you can make without sacrificing too much include Barrow's gloves instead of Zerite Van braces, a fury instead of an anguish, or a crystal shield instead of a buckler. For the mid-level setup, we're simply swapping out Masori for Carl's and an anguish for a fury, a buckler for a crystal shield, and the black chins for red chins. Be aware though that without the extra magic defense from the buckler and fortified Masori, you're going to be taking substantially more damage. I really recommend bringing black chins if you can afford it, because the extra range strength bonus and accuracy bonus will kill the boss quickly, and the longer Kree is alive, the more draining the fight becomes. Okay, with that, let's cover my inventory. I bring a Blood Ancient Scepter and a Virtus Road Top for casting Blood Barrage on the minions after the kill, 2 Raging Potions, 8 Brews, 9 Restores, a Blowpipe, around 500 or so Black Chins, and actually let me pause here and say this. If you die, you will lose all of the chins that you bring. Bring only what you are willing to risk. If you bring a stack of 5k chins, forget to pray range and get hit a 50 and die, they will run right out of your backpack and back to the wilderness, and you will be sad. You have been warned here. Bring only what you're willing to lose. Finally, I bring runes for Ice Barrage, a one-click telly, a mithril grapple, and bones to Peaches. If you're bringing a Bofa or T-bow, don't forget a crossbow to use your mithril grapple. Let's talk about the fight mechanics now. First off, we're praying range for this entire fight. Kree hits extremely hard with a max of 71. If you're not praying range while this boss is alive, you will die quickly. Kree will also use a melee attack which hits accurately up to 26, but only if you're not targeting him, and we're going to exploit this mechanic to avoid a lot of damage. Finally, Kree uses a blue tornado for his mage attack, which will simply be tanking. Kree's tornadoes will push your character around, which is extraordinarily annoying, and this is part of the reason why most players will just stand in the southwest corner so you aren't constantly getting repositioned all the time. Now, before entering the room, I always check for 3 things. First, make sure you're on the medium fuse for your chinchompas. This will allow you to throw them at the same rate as Kree's attacks. Second, we're going to ensure that your crossbow, Bofa, or T-bow is on the rapid attack style, which attacks 1 tick faster. And finally, check that you have Blood Burst or Blood Barrage set to autocast on your Ancient Scepter. When you enter, head to the southwest corner to line up Khaleesi, the melee minion, with Kree'arra. We're going to throw our chinchompas at Khaleesi and click on Kree'arra while our attack is on cooldown. This ensures 3 things. We've positioned Kree and Khaleesi close together so a chinchompa will damage both of them. We're attacking a monster with much lower defense than Kree with our chins, ensuring we pass the accuracy check more often. And finally, we're targeting Kree off tick so that he can't melee us. When done correctly, the whole process looks like this. If you hear this sound, then that means Kree is meleeing you and you're off tick. To correct this, target Kree with your chins and don't be afraid to throw a couple in a row to help you get the timing down. As soon as you throw your next chin, click back on Khaleesi to correct the cycle. Here's some things I look for to make sure that you're doing this method correctly. 1. The chinchompa should be exploding on Khaleesi, not Kree. If you're targeting Kree when you throw the chinchompa, then you're wasting chins because of Kree's high defense. Attack Kree'arra, target Kree, and repeat. You should never hear the Kree melee sound or see him swoop in towards you. Once you get the timing down, it does become much easier. Now, it's pretty easy to misclick on the NPCs because they're stacked so close together. So the best tip I have here is to just click on Kree's shadow. If you do that, you'll always get his hitbox. You can also show his hitbox with the Better Tile Indicators plugin, but I find this a bit messy personally and it clutters up the screen, so I tend to leave it off. The last thing I wanted to share with you is how to deal with the start of a new kill. I'm calling this the quote-unquote Kree'arra Lore. Oftentimes Kree'arra will spawn a few ticks after Kree, or Kree will simply choose to mage range you instead of melee you immediately. If you are targeting Kree, it will stop him dead in his tracks, so he'll never attempt to get close to you. This poses a problem because we want the boss close to us in order for us to be able to use our chins. I tend to target the ranger, flock leader Kree'arra, for a couple of attacks at the start of each kill till Kree starts to come in for a melee strike. When Kree'arra is just 2 tiles away, I'll attack him so that he stops on the next tick, ending up right next to my player, but never actually being able to get a melee attack on me. It does take a bit of practice, and if you're late and Kree melees you, it won't be the end of the world. So focus on getting your chinchompa timing down first, and then you can perfect the Kree'arra Lore. Oh, and one last thing before I forget. Kree attacks every 3 ticks, so if you are using a T-bow, bofa, or crossbow, you can stall Kree's attacks by walking under him every attack, like I do here. It may not seem like much, but forcing Kree to attack every 4 ticks instead of every 3 ticks reduces the boss's DPS by roughly 25%. For comparison, an Elysian Spirit Shield on average reduces damage by 17%. So, in the menu entry swapper plugin, you can check the shift click walk here under the ground item swap section. So you can hold down shift click, walk under the boss, release shift, left click the boss, and repeat to make this step under movement buttery smooth. There's really not much more to it. Pray range, lure Kree in, chin him till Kree'arra dies, step under, and then reach in till Kree is dead. Afterwards, you can blood barrage Kree'arra and Kree'arra and stack them up on top of each other if they're alive, and then just blowpipe down the mage minion. Now don't forget to collect your bones for the bones to peaches, and you should be all set for that next kill. So here's an example of a great kill. So when Kree spawns, I immediately get a hit off on him. He goes in for the melee and I wait till he's about 2 tiles away before I target him so that I can lure him close for my chinchompas. Once he's right on top of Kree'arra, I use my chins to hit Kree'arra, and on my off ticks I target Kree to avoid the melee attacks. The cycle just goes throw a chin at Kree'arra, click Kree, throw a chin at Kree'arra, and repeat. I just make sure to wait till I see my player actually start throwing the chin before I click back on Kree. Once Kree'arra is dead, I walk under Kree after every crossbow kill till he's dead. Finally, I blood barrage Kree'arra and gets back some health, and then just blow pipe down the final minion to finish it off. Well, that's all I had for my Kree'arra chin guide. I hope you learned something new and feel empowered to go fortify your Masori. I stream on Twitch regularly at twitch.tv/runewraith_, so feel free to pop in and say hello. And I've also been working on building my Discord to help players complete the entry mode Theater of Blood. If you're interested, feel free to join at the link below. Finally, leave a comment if you think there's a guide out there that you'd like to see. I love making these things and just want to help players improve their skills and enjoy the game even more. Thanks, and have a great day.